Just as the war between Israel and Hamas was entering a third year, President Trump announced on social media tonight that both Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of his peace plan.
The development comes following talks in Egypt, brokered by the United States, Egypt, and Qatar.
Dozens of Israeli hostages, dead and alive, taken by Hamas on October 7, 2023, will be released soon, according to the president.
Israel will withdraw its troops to an agreed-upon area.
We have a series of reports here from the Middle East and the White House, beginning with senior White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe. So, Ed, what do we know tonight?
Well, we got an inkling that there might be an announcement earlier today, and it came in the form of that social media message from the president saying he was proud that Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of our peace plan. It means all the hostages will be released, he said, very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. He called it a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America, and ends by saying, "Blessed are the peacemakers." The president's personal Mideast envoy, Steve Witkoff, and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who has strong personal ties to many Arab leaders in the region, are in Egypt for these talks. And the president said earlier today he would likely visit the region this weekend to mark the resolution, or at least the resolution of the first phase of these talks. When he was asked, he said it would not be contingent first on the release of hostages. And we got a sense that things were coming together quickly this afternoon when he was in a meeting with conservative journalists. Suddenly, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, entered the room, furiously writing out a note to the president saying, "We are very close, and we need you to draft a social media statement so that you can be first to announce there's a deal." He handed the note to the president, who announced shortly thereafter he had to go. The meeting wrapped up.
So, Ed, tell us when this could all come together, actual events starting to take place now that we've got this announcement.
So we know now that the Israeli cabinet is set to approve this deal tomorrow, and at that point, the White House is telling CBS News they expect Israel would begin withdrawing its forces within about 24 hours to that first initial line, and then it would take about another 72 hours for Hamas to begin releasing hostages. The White House anticipates that hostages will begin getting released on Monday. There are some reports it could happen sooner. Here at the White House, at least so far, they anticipate it'll be Monday.
Okay, Ed O'Keefe at the White House tonight. Thank you so much.
Debora Patta has been reporting on the hostage crisis in Israel and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza since the war broke out 2 years ago.
She is in East Jerusalem tonight to explain the many intricate steps ahead on the path to peace. Deborah?
Well, this is a monumental development. Let's not forget that these hostages have been waiting over 2 years for their loved ones to come home. This is the day the news has finally met the mark that they have been campaigning for over 2 years. In fact, they issued a video statement saying President Trump has done it. Our hostages are coming home. But there is a statement and a view amongst hostages and a phrase they often say, "Do not count your hostages until you are hugging them in your arms." So the next few days are going to be very anxious ones as they wait for them to come home. But if all goes smoothly and that cabinet approval happens in Israel tomorrow, which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said will happen, then 24 hours later, Israel should withdraw to that line as agreed. And in fact, Israel anticipates that the hostages could be released as early as Saturday. Whether that takes till Saturday or Monday, over the next few days, if this plan goes smoothly, those hostages will be back with their loved ones.
And Deborah, what are you hearing? What's the reaction out of Gaza?
You know, in Gaza, they have been waiting just as long as Israelis for a peace deal. It's been a punishing war. Over 67,000 people have been killed, nearly a third of them children. Huge swaths of the territory have been destroyed, and almost the entire population has been displaced. So this deal cannot come soon enough. And the fact that Israel may withdraw to an agreed-upon line tomorrow will be incredible news for the people of Gaza as the guns of war continue to go silent. We've heard from Hamas. They have said that they appreciate the involvement of the U.S. and the negotiators in reaching this deal. And they're also saying that they want to ensure that there are guarantees and that they hope the U.S. will give those guarantees to ensure that this deal will be stuck to. The other big term of this deal is that aid will start flowing freely into Gaza. There's been huge issues around that humanitarian crisis, around hunger and starvation. So that is another hugely welcome relief for Gaza.
Debora Patta in East Jerusalem. Thank you.